What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 52 Topics with Frank Friedolino. So we're coming on here. Frank heard some news that he wants to share with everybody. So I'll just give it to Frank. What's going on, man?
Good, good. No, I heard good news today coming from back home in Ridgewood. Not that I was there, but I heard good news. And the good news is that Anthony Aiello, aka Ace, that's what I knew him as Anthony, are gonna come out, coming out of prison, and so is his dad. About time, about time. Tony Aiello Senior is coming out of jail after 40 years in jail, and and he did more time than he was supposed to. He was on a drug charge, and he'd been in there for a long time, and that's good for both Anthony Senior and Tony Senior and Anthony, his son, who um who must be very very happy, you know. And so is Senior. He could finally spend time with his two boys and his daughters and his grandkids, and not die in fucking prison. So I know I get it, my situation and all that, but this was a good day for me, and so I'm happy this is happening. So that's a good day.
Yeah, Tony Aiello. He's actually in the federal medical center. So I mean, we can go on and on about what they do with these guys. It's kind of ridiculous at a point, but we don't have to get into that. We spoke a lot about Tony Aiello on this show. For those who often watch our show, you guys know that. So just remind everybody. I mean, because you've known of him as a person, as a character in the neighborhood since you're a
Yeah,
young kid.
he was a legend in my neighborhood. The Gurmachan, the AKA the merchant. He got his hands on everything. Before drugs, there was cigarettes, cars, whatever you needed. He held coffee shops, was involved in card games, made member of the Bonanno family, uh, old school Sicilian faction, but also a really nice guy. The whole family, we were close. We lived next door to each other. Eventually, when Tony got a lot of forfeitures. A lot of his properties were forfeited, a lot of everything. And the only house they had was the grandfather's house, and that was near where I lived. So Anthony kind of grew up in that house, well, his teen years. So, we were always together. My mother and Anthony's mother, Tony's wife, used to sit on the stoop at night all the time and talk. So to me, it's like I know they probably wish me dead, and that's fine. I whatever, but I don't know about the dad, but at the same time, this is very dear to me, and thank God, this is a good day. This is a good day. This is a really good day.
Right. Yeah, he's been incarcerated since.
84, 85.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think he got sentenced in '88, maybe. But yeah, obviously he was going through all of that stuff. He was a fugitive at one point. Is that true?
he was a
Yeah.
fugitive for about a year, and they caught up with him in Long Island. After a year, he wanted to stay close to. I don't know why. He had enough money to go hide anywhere, but that kind of like did him bad too, because that year he spent on the lam gave Giuliani enough time to write the forfeiture the forfeiture laws. And if he would have got caught, when he would have got caught, he probably would have kept everything, and his family would have had everything. But unfortunately, he stood on the lam, and that law passed. And when he came back, he lost everything. So that year was very costly to him and his family. Um, People who are not familiar with this life, they're probably saying, "Who gives a fuck?" And he was a criminal anyway. But people who are familiar with this life, a lot of these people do this. What they do is to pave the way for their kids. I know it's fucking fucked up to some people, but that's what they do. And he uh he lost a lot, and now he just gets to spend the rest of his walking days on Earth, being around his family. So, hats off to him. Hats off to him. Like I said, I'm tired right now. That's why I'm still excited about it when I heard about it. So, and Eric
Right.
Forces, if you're listening, it was his roommate in jail. If you're listening,
Yeah.
I hope you get the good news, because you're always campaigning for. And Eric Force did not talk. He's always campaigning for Tony to get out. Enough's enough. So you heard it here, guys. You heard it here at 52 Topics.
Yeah. So many years later, his son Anthony. I know you don't refer to him as Ace, but whatever it may be, those who refer to him Anthony Ace Aiello, he would actually be a fugitive later in his life, wanted.
It was my heart. No,
And and but this is for violence, of course. His dad went away for the heroin and all that. But yeah,
Yeah.
so he would get like a 30-year sentence in reference to the Pozzolo murder and the stuff with Vinny Gorgeous and Sicali and all that stuff. That was like something later on in his street career before he got sentenced. But you knew him as you said you guys lived next door to each other. Is that what you
I
said
know
before?
Anthony as a kid. I know Anthony at
Yeah.
5 years old. I know 5-year-old Anthony, 4-year
Right.
old Anthony. We have the same godparents. My godfather, God rest his soul, he was a Bonanno member too. His name was Joe Pizzo. He was my father's nephew. My father's sister's kid, and him and Tony Aiello grew up together. He used to go hunting and everything, and they were like family, very close, very close. And he's Anthony, my cousin, God rest his soul, Joe Pizzo, was Anthony's godfather, and that's my godfather too. So we're intertwined that way. You know what I mean? I hear Rice Ball, my cousin, my brother Rice Ball, right? My ex brother Rice Ball is very close with them, even to that, and he was close with them even with the sisters back because they're in the same age group.
Okay.
Yeah, and both my brothers, they're family. They're family. Well, they're family not to each other, not to me, but that's how they are.
Right. 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 So obviously you heard this. You have a source that said this,
I have an excellent
and
source.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very
So
interesting.
I,
Very
I
interesting.
don't, I don't, I don't. If I don't know nothing, I'm not going to talk about it.
Right.
Even on our shows, people give me a lot of like, how the fuck he's talking to somebody because he knows this to a T. People that are involved in certain things. So if I'm not involved, if I'm involved, obviously I'm involved. So,
Right. Right.
but if I'm
Right.
not,
Right.
you got to remember, we all grew up together. We had a problem. We had a habit of talking a lot too to each other because we knew each other. We would never talk it on our heads, until
Yeah.
we did.
All right. Well, interesting news. Before we go, let's get this one out of the way. Frank, do you think they're going to get back into the life? Question mark, question mark.
I hope not. I always say the same shit. I hope not, but it's their life. I don't think that dad will. I mean, what's he gonna do? He's got to be about 85, 86. I don't think so. I just hope he gets to enjoy his rest of his days on earth peacefully, comfortably, and around the people he loves and not in a fucking cage. That's all.
Right. And once again, what was the month that you said they were apparently are getting out?
I heard December, Christmas, around Christmas time. I'm thinking it's this Christmas. Now, if I'm wrong by any means, I'll come back and let you know. But they are being released. Yes.
Okay.
All
So
right.
within a month to 2 months time, something like that.
That's what I hear.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I promise you, I will come back and correct myself. But that's what I heard, and I heard it from a couple of people. So let's go with that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching 52 Topics with Frank Fertolino. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you haven't caught our Ridgewood A True Story series, definitely want to catch that. We're in season 2 right now. We just put out episode 7. Please check it out. We know you guys will definitely enjoy that. So we'll
If
see
it's
you guys soon.
enjoyable, yeah, it depends who you ask. But before we definitely didn't get this information from Michigan, by a content creator out there that knows everything about nothing. And
Oh,
shout out to Bernstein. And I'm out. We're out. Are we out? I'm
we are out. Peace.
Bernstein.